Blindness affects everyone in different ways. Some have blind family and friends. Some are also blind themselves. There are visually impaired teachers, photographers, and doctors.
Yeah, for most of my life I had really perfect vision with the exception of needing glasses. And I became an eye doctor and I specialized in helping children and adults who had vision problems that could not be corrected with glasses or surgery. But when I was about 43, right around 2003, I developed a blind spot in my left eye, and we later learned that it was a disease called cone rod degeneration. And unfortunately, this is a disease that there was no treatment, no surgery, no medications, and my vision deteriorated to the point where I soon had to retire. I would say to this day the most difficult thing about being totally blind are two things. One of them is mobility, knowing how to walk from one place to another. And after you receive mobility training, you learn how to use this cane, and you might use your cell phone with a GPS. You could get wherever you need to go. It's very easy when you receive the training. But it's so difficult if you're a stubborn person like me, where I said, I'm not using no cane. I would trip, I would fall, people would laugh at me, I would get on the wrong bus, I would get lost, all sorts of problems. But today, I travel all across the United States by myself to go to different places and lecture where people want me to speak and things such as that.
Blindness also affects students too.
I'm visually impaired, I have astigmatism, so my eyes technically, in English, instead of medical terms, my eyes have trouble focusing on very small objects. So reading small text is a big challenge, or reading looking at a very distant object is very challenging as well.
This cane has made things so much better for me, not only in just allowing me to walk by myself, but it also lets others know that I have sort of a problem. And there's other perks and benefits. Number one, if you go to Disneyland, you could go to the front of the line and you don't have to wait. When I go to Laker games, I buy the seats that are the cheap ones way up on the top, and they let me sit very, very close. And even some of the theme parks like Universal Studios, if you have a cane and you're visually impaired, they let you in for free.
And since I have albinism, my skin is really sensitive in the sun, so I'd rather be in a climate that's cooler, but treats my skin better, and has better public transportation in the city like San Francisco or New York.
One of the things that I do is that I have the iPhone, and there's an application on the iPhone. It's called the Look Tell Money Reader, and it's great. One of the things that I do is I double tap onto that application, and then I could pull out my money, and I just hold it slightly above the bill, and it'll say 5, 10, 20, 1. And so I know my bills. When it comes down to coins and things, you could feel the edges of the coins. The largest coin with the ridges, that's a quarter, and the smallest coin with the ridges, it's a dime.
My iPhone, my iPad, those are the two essentials because I can take a picture of something far away and make it bigger. Since the mobile cameras nowadays are so great, the text comes out clear.
Each day I said to myself, I'm going to learn how to do 3 things today. And after I was able to do those 3 things, I felt so good about it. I mean, it was ridiculous. The first day that I made that goal, I said, I'm going to make breakfast for my family. I got up early. I made coffee for my wife. I poured orange juice for my kids. And from each day after that, I set another goal. I'm going to learn to do this. I'm going to learn to do that. And today, I could pretty much do everything that I used to do.
Everyday challenges could vary from reading restaurant menus to having trouble seeing the whiteboard in the classroom or reading a street sign.
When I was little, I had a mild case of strabismus, which is when one eye or both eyes turn out. My eyes have trouble focusing together. My vision doesn't affect teaching film too much because I can see films at like a medium range, and what I really have trouble with is the reading and the grading essays and the computer work required for teaching English.
On Saturday, November 1st, 2014, the 8th annual Vision Walk was held in Los Angeles to raise awareness and money for scientific research to better the lives of the blind, since it can be tough getting around a big city like Los Angeles. While life may be difficult for the blind, it can also be rewarding learning to use different tools than their eyes to get things done.